Okay, so we're talking here about King David, prophet of God, man of God. The Psalms of David, which are read as the words of God today by the Christians. So God is telling to David that he killed someone. He took his wife to be his own. And look what God says to him. Out of your own household, I'm going to bring calamity upon you. Before your very eyes, I will take your wives and give them to the one who is close to you. So God will basically take King David's wife, and he will give them, his wives, to someone who's close to him. And he will lie with your wives in broad daylight. So this person will actually sleep with David's wives in broad daylight. God's going to do this. An evil act will be done by God. But this is, I'm not going to, again, use the same technique that they're using. If God says this, this is the punishment. God can do whatever he wants. If he wants to take the wife of David and give it to someone else and make that guy sleep with his wives as a punishment, that's up to him. Okay? This is not up to me, okay, to decide. So he says, you did it in secret, but I will do this thing in broad daylight before all of Israel. So, and even then David says to Nathan, I have sinned against the Lord. So he admits it. But then again, we have to think about this very, very, very careful. This is David. This is Solomon. Their books are being read. It's not a joke. Okay? And still people, they accept this. One person committed idolatry. One person killed the husband of a woman, took her and committed such an evil sin. And yet, Christians have no problem with that, really. And they did not dismiss him as a prophet of God. They did not dismiss his books. How can we read the books of a person who have done such thing? As David's argument is, how can I follow someone like Muhammad, when he treats his wives like that? Now, people will say, oh, David, Solomon, old prophet, Old Testament prophets, they did whatever. We don't, like Solomon, for example, he became, he did paganism, it became, so, that's whatever. But the book of the Lord, very, frenzy arguments. But let's look at who, because this is something very important. Who is David and who is Solomon? And this is Matthew. The genealogy of Jesus. So in the genealogy of Jesus, who will we find? Let's see who we find. We will find Jesse, the father of King David. David was the father of Solomon. Solomon, the father of Rehoboam. So in the genealogy of God, for the Christian, is King David and Solomon, a killer and a thief of wives, and a idol worshiper and a disobedient of God with hundreds of wives and concubines. Forget 9 and 11, man. This guy was like Casanova compared to Prophet Muhammad. Hundreds of wives and concubines. Yet these guys are in the genealogy of Jesus. And remember, the Messiah has to be from David. That's why the genealogy of David, is given, and it differs, and people try to adjust it so it has to come through David, from King David. David and Solomon, and then you have Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. He supposedly wanted to divorce Sauda, and he mistreated her by accepting her giving her night to Aisha, and he loved Aisha more. So therefore, he's not a prophet. Oh, he slept with Aisha, 9-year-old, He's not a prophet. Oh, he did this and that. He fought with people. Not a prophet. We cannot accept him. How can we accept him? Why would we accept him? Look at it, how he behaves. So look at the hypocrisy and the double standard. Prophet Muhammad, if we were to agree that he wanted to divorce his wife and he was not fair, this is like an ant compared to the monster that King David and King Solomon did, who are in the genealogy of Jesus, and whose books, the Psalms and the Proverbs and Songs of Solomon, are the Word of God for Christians. So now when someone thinks about this, it's like, wow, that's something. We really have to think about this. Why? Look at the way they talk. Look at Sam.
How to love their spouses. And here, let me read a verse from the Quran, and I'm challenging the Muslims. Call in and defend what your prophet did to one of the mothers of the believers.
I don't have to defend anything, Sam. As for the sake of her, okay, fine. He did that to her. He wanted to divorce her. So what? So what? Based on what you're saying, you cannot dismiss one prophet. You have to go and bring other proofs, and we will though. And people, please, this was an intake from a different angle of the argument, okay, just to show how ridiculous these people are and what kind of things they will do to be able to sway people away from Islam. They'll do anything, anything, and they'll claim that no, we're trying to propel the gospel of Jesus and blah 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 blah. Okay, I'm just showing how ridiculous such people are and how easily we will, inshallah, destroy their arguments. Now we will go into discussing the issue of the verses that they quoted and the tafsir that they quoted, and let's see if it is as they say it is. And I will not listen. This is the way I go. I do not apologize. I don't believe in Muslim apologetics. Okay, this is for Christians to apologize. They have to apologize. We have nothing to apologize for. Okay, apologetics, blah blah blah. Okay, I will tell you the way it is. Yes, if Prophet Muhammad did accept the night, Prophet Muhammad did do that. If he wanted to divorce her, so on and so, he was not attracted. We're gonna talk about all these issues and about the verses that were revealed. And we're going to look at the tafsir that they quote to see if they're actually giving the true story and the exact story, and if not, why. And what implications have the little changes that they'll make on people. Because you have to understand, many Muslims today, as I said in the issue of how Muslims seek knowledge, and that it's fard, it's obligatory on every Muslim to know their deen. So, and again, I think this is the axiom, that in order to protect yourself from such people, such distorters, and such hypocrites, the only way you can arm yourself is with knowledge. And now I want to make a message to all the Christians who are watching and who are championing Sam, Shimon, and David. Listen, I have no problem with you guys, okay? I have no problem, okay? I have no problem. I have a problem with the way certain people use. Many people have tried to preach to me Christianity from Christianity, not say, oh, Islam, your prophet, fought with people and had many wives, and then their own prophets had the same thing. They have no problem accepting them as prophets, but they have a problem with Prophet Muhammad, because he did this and that. Many good, I know many righteous Christians. I have no problem with you guys. Many God-loving, fearing Christian people. This is totally different. If you are there, I ask you dearly, please go and read the Quran. Please go and listen and go talk to a Muslim about Prophet Muhammad's life. How much do we love him? What did he do for us? Like Anas ibn Malik narrates, radiallahu anhu, that his father and uncle came back to take him, because he was, with Prophet Muhammad since he was young, to take him back. Finally they found him, and he refused to go. And they say, Wallahi, I will never prefer you, my family, my father and my uncle, over this man. I have never seen a better man than this man in my whole life. He never said oof to me, I served him. He never did this. He never did anything. He was the best man. He preferred Prophet Muhammad over his dad and his uncle. The statement of Prophet Muhammad SAW, the best among you is the one who's best to his wife. The charity that the Prophet SAW would give, that he died by having 7 silver coins. The love that he told to people, you will not believe until you love one another. Should I not tell you what will bring love amongst yourselves? Spread peace, spread salams, the greeting of peace. Right? Visit each other when you're sick. Love one another. Paradise is under your mother's feet. Lower your wing of mercy towards your parents as they took care of you when you were young. Do not say oof to them. The worshippers of Ar-Rahman, the most merciful, are those who walk on the earth not with arrogance and pride. I mean, the teachings of Islam are so beautiful, so many. When I'm quoting to you here, Hadith and Quran, you find a contradiction between what I'm saying and what they're trying to say. And the same things that I'm telling is in the same books that they're talking about, and they'll never say anything about that. They'll try to just put down and ridicule and appeal to emotion and say Prophet Muhammad is bad and this and that, because they don't want the truth. So I'm asking you, Christians, righteous, loving, God-loving Christians who are into the truth, who are not just, oh, Sam said this and David said that. I'm not going to go and check anything. I don't care. They said it must be true. I hate Muslims. You're exposing the devil, blah, blah, blah. Hey, hey, hip, hip, hooray. Let's give money to this, to this show and, keep exposing the lies of Islam. Please go and read and ask, talk to Muslims, read yourself, check what these people are saying. Go into the tafsir, because in my next episode I will show you from the tafsir some of the issues that they did not mention, which will change the story totally different. But again, I'm saying this is for people who think. So I'm asking you, Christians, go just take a copy of the Quran and read it and see. You, without a doubt, you will see that the teachings of Islam are not what Sam and David say. Without a doubt. Please. And then you can come and post comments. So watch the next episode, please.